Yes, on now. Fish on. Oh gosh. It's happened. Don't know what it is, but it's definitely on. And he's fighting a little bit. Up! Another fish, there's like a skull tripper chill. Yeah, fish on. I cannot believe that. I have never, ever, and I don't think I ever will, catch a in my life again. Hello and welcome. The rods aren't in yet, it's a bit early. Just at Guinea Gap. It's about 3 hours before high tide. The water is far too fast. Come and have a look at this. It is absolutely flowing. It's going to be about another hour before I can fish this, but the rods are ready. Big Lily's with me. The drop net's ready. When it gets to the drop net, I'll be fishing. I'm just going to prepare some baits now, get prepared. And I'm probably going to get about 2 hours fishing here before it kicks me off and turns the current. I'm fishing little rigs on one rod, in case any flatties, sole, little fish, schoolie bass, peckers, whatever. The other one I'm putting big baits on. I don't think, though, look at that boat's here again, look. It's taxi or party buzz or something, somebody did tell me. We've got Liverpool city centre right there, which I'll show you in a minute. But I'm putting squid out, I think. I don't think the hounds will be here. I don't think they will. There might be still one or two around, but I'm pretty certain they'd have gone by now. But I'm going to chuck a squid out just in case, because last time I fished here, I had a couple of cracking hounds. Some real good hounds, so you just never know. Have a look at this city centre. Wow, transitions. Look at that. This is urban fishing, isn't it? Right opposite the city. Right, people, while we're waiting for the tide to come up, I'm going to show you a bit of bait prep. Have you noticed that is a normal squid? These are how I do mine, look. See the extra juices and the extra tentacles? And my worms like that. A few people have been asking about bait checks and stuff and how I do it, and I should show more. And I'm going to show you. Basically, in a squid like this, in that middle bit, you'll get some goodness. You do get through more bait, but I do think it gives you more bites. You get this goodness in the squid, and that is the cream. That is the cream of the crop. That's the stuff that clouds the water. You wrap one of them up in bait elastic and throw it in that middle bit, and you watch how that creams the water. That is, look at it, it's just gooey. So what I'll do is I get a normal squid, stick the bait and needle up its bum, straight for the head. What I'll do is I'll add a bit of that to it, and then I'll add another tentacle on the end in a minute. Yeah, you use more bait, but when you're only having a few casts on high water like this, I do think it's better to have a good bite every time going in. See all that juice now ready to come out, and you've got the juice in the squid too, and these tentacles that fall off. You can find a tentacle, there's one. And pull that out again. You got some more juice there, look. This is what I'm going to concentrate a lot of my cod fishing on in the winter, this type of thing. Yes, you use more bait, okay, but an extra couple of squid a session for a few fish ain't going to be any difference, is it really? And that is how I do my squids. That's how I've started doing. I've had good success on it. Pull it off the needle. Now you can't tell me that that squid does not look a lot more appealing than that squid. Think of the juices that have come out of that. That's how I like them. So I'm going to bait, well, make as many as I can with this lot. And I've got all these big juicy baits ready to go in. The worms. Right, let's find a worm. That's a little worm. That's a short worm. I don't want a short worm. We've got to get a long worm. Right, just fold it in half for this type of stuff I'm doing now. Fold the worm in half, lay it up against the needle, and this makes it stay on better for the cast. And I hook it onto like a little pulley panel. I'll show you in a minute exactly how I hook it on the hook as well, and the squid. So I'll wrap the worm like that, all the way up there. Nothing finesse about this. Keep wrapping, keep wrapping. It just stays on so much better than just a normal worm. A normal worm can get pecked off by the crabs in seconds. So just whiz it round like that. Whiz it round like that. Whiz it round, whiz it round, whiz it around, whiz it around, whiz it around. Bang. That's how you get these. And the It seems I lost a bit of audio there, but basically I was saying the hook stays in the worm a lot better with the bait elastic on it. So here we are. You cannot tell me that them juices are not going to make them squid more attractive. We've turned a normal squid into a super squid. Yes, you do waste a bit more, but what I always do, I always keep these bits And should I use all them, I can still go back to these anyway, but they are like, you're getting twice the goodness in a squid. You're getting all the juices on the outside, not just that rubber coating, and it just oozes and oozes. I've cast it in before, and when it's hit the water, you can see like a big poof on the water. It just explodes with goodness. So here, people, we have a lead, we have one down, which I've already baited. Look at that. I'm going to show you how I do it again on this top snood now. Let me put the lead in my pocket. It's a bit awkward with weight on it. Bring the rod this way a bit. There is a tree going down the river Mersey, which is about 40 foot long. It is a big log. Anyway, this is one of my little worms, and I've got a big hook on the, well, it's not big, it's that big on the top, and I've got that little tiny one as a slider. So what I do, carefully thread that one through a bit and round like so. Then with a little hook, that just locks the worm in place, just like a little pennel. And because you've got the bait elastic in the worm, it doesn't pull through or break, you see. The bait elastic holds it all together. Then pull it in tight like that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and anything in between, is a perfect little bait. Look at that. You'd catch anything on that, wouldn't you? From a hound to a bass. Pretty much anything. And we've got one up. And I've already done the other one. And we've got one down in the water. So that lead will be sat on the bottom, like that. With one up in the water and that one down. So I'm going to flick this one in now, close in at first, see what the current's like, and I'll show you how I'll bait up the super squid. That's what I'm going to call it, super squid. I just think that super squid's just so much better. It's like twice the scent in the same size package. It's a winner, innit? Can't be any worse anyway. If it's not better, it definitely can't be any worse, put it that way. Subscribe. So there we go, one up, one down, plenty of baits in the back of the car ready to chuck on. I'm just going to underarm this at first because I don't want it to be swooping away, you see. It's nice and deep off the side here now anyway. Just see how that hole's there. It's probably about 15 metres out. We'll just see how that hole's before I put a big bait out there. I want to put a big bait out there for it to get gushed away. Is it holding? It's moving around a bit. It's holding a bit. I'm going to set the clutch anyway because don't want any rods going in the Mersey. That is the last thing I want. Right, clutch is set. I can tell straight away it's flowing a bit much for the big bait yet. So I'm going to bring this rod out the way, keep it over there by the car, and we'll just fish that little one just for the next half hour or so. There's no point me slinging a bait out there now because it's just going to go and the rod's going to be bouncing. But give it another 20 minutes, half hour, I'll get a super squid out. See if they're any good or not. That rod's been in about 3 or 4 minutes, nothing yet. I'm going to show you how I'll bait up the GKJ super squid. Again, this is just a pulley pennel, a long one, with a nice hook there, and then a circle hook sliding. I'm going to keep my eye on that rod because there is some big trees coming down. Should one of them hit it, it'll pull the lot in. I'd like to get that hook through there. I'll show you in a minute. Get that set there. And get plenty of wrap on. I am absolutely stinking. That is a good stinky bait. I like to concentrate my wraps around the eye of the hook because that is the bit that stops the hook from spinning. So that is on there now. Oh, look at that, all them tentacles and that juice. And with the circle hook, because I've made my sausages pre-made, or super squids shall I say, see how much wrap I've put around that end bit. There's just loads of wrap there, so when I come to my circle hook, it's a bit awkward doing it in front of the camera. I can wrap, and then when I put the hook through there now, it's going through all the bait elastic. There you go. You got the circle hook at the top, which is almost like a dongle in its own right, because there's loads of wrap there. Then you got the big one at the bottom, and the juices coming out of them are horrendous. I am going to cast it in now. I think it's too early, but you just never know. I'm not going to give it a big one. I'm probably going to go about 40-50 yards and see if I can hold it in there. It's like an hour and 40 minutes, an hour and 50 minutes before and it's a big tide. We might just get a little bit of slack here where we can fish out there, but I was in the area. I'm going to give it a go. And surely there's got to be some fish about, isn't there? You'd think. I'm going to cast this one upstream a bit because I'm pretty certain it's going to bobble about. Not too far, just... Well, that is quite far actually. I forget how far these rods casts. And let plenty of slack off. Keep letting slack off, keep letting it off. I'm hoping it sits. Can't see it yet, but it's not going to sit unless you make it sit, is it? Seems to have settled. I don't think I'm in the snags, I think I'm just out the snags. If I remember right, it's pretty snaggy there, and then it clears up a bit. But the way that's just locked up there makes me think it's gone straight into a snag. And we'll set the clutch. So at least I can't lose my rod if it goes. Right, we're fishing. 2 baits in the water. Yeah, it's definitely pulling. I was thinking to myself earlier, why is nobody here on this beautiful day? Because it's a bloody monster tide, but don't mean you can't catch, does it? Just means that it's like fishing something like the gushing River Nile or something. I'm sure we can make it happen. The good thing is, it's only going to get slower for the next hour and 45 minutes. It's going to slow down and slow down and slow down till it stops. So in 10 minutes time, it's going to be slower than this. And I'm just about holding that bottom now. Or holding into a snag, one or the other. I'll bring you back if anything happens. The fishing, that is all that matters. Worried one of them rods are just going to ping over in a minute with the current, but you've got to be in it to win it. We've got a big weight coming in. One of the boats have just gone absolutely flying through here. I didn't think I could get that fast this close to the ferry terminal. So I'm just going to stay by the rods. It's coming in now. I'll tell you, I'm not too happy with this new Shakespeare Salt tripod. I'll show you in a minute. It's only the second time I've used it. Right, here comes the wake. I'm not happy with it at all, to be fair. Let this wake go and I'll show you what I mean. This should not be happening. My Icon one, I've had for years and years, this hasn't happened. Might get wet in a minute, might get wet. I thought it was going to splash up. Well, I think that's the worst of it over. Yeah, look at this. This is shocking, to be honest. Considering it's the brand new Shakespeare one. I'm not one to put products down, but I'll be honest and show you what I think. Bear in mind, this is the second time I've used it. Look at this bar. It's bending round. Granted, there's a bit of a pull in the rod, but I've used my Icon one for about 2 or 3 years. You know, I can see that snapping there in no time. That's not good enough, Shakespeare. And I haven't done anything apart from fish 2 sessions. That's as far as it's gone round. Yeah, it is pulling a bit, but no way should that happen. Look at that. I'm going to snap off before the end of the session. I'm happy with that. It could so simply be modified, just double the thickness of it, or you know what I mean, just that bit. Everything else, to be fair, I love the tripod. I can't knock the tripod. It's a cracking tripod, but that, just from that rod pulling down, that is not good enough. 2 massive vessels coming in, one there and one there. The River Mersey never surprises, does it? These are massive vessels. Yeah, I don't like that tripod doing that. I was just thinking to myself, you know, go to B&Q, you can get a, you know, sort of 4 and 5 mil thick by 20 mil up, you know, galvanised steel. Might just get a piece, cut it, drill the hole in and screw that on. I know I shouldn't have to, but that ain't going to last long now. If it's bent like that already, and I promise you now I've not dropped it or banged it, and it wasn't like that earlier on today. That is quite simply the weight of that rod bending round, pulling it. I'll tell you, if I had a good bite on there, like a good smooth hound bite or something, you'd probably snap that off. And I'm going to have a look at this scratching rod, because it's been in there the best part of 20-25 minutes now. No snags, that's good. I kind of hope it has been crabbed, because then that means the fish couldn't have got to it. Let's have a look. Oh my god, I think he's been done dry. Wow, and them worms was bait elastic ton. Wow, that's crabs, that, isn't it? Surely. They have completely and utterly took every single bit of every worm off. Right, change baits every 10 minutes now then. Lovely. Look at that vessel. You've got to love the Mersey. You could see anything from a wet wipe to a sofa to a bin to a 200-ton ship. You know, anything can come down the Mersey, quite literally. Anything, sheeps, cows, sofas, the lot. Gotta love the Mersey. Oh, right. Anyway, get some bait on go again. Don't like the way them crabs have had that. Just another day on the Mersey. Well, if boats affect the fishing, I'm done for. They're everywhere, look. Always have a bin, people. Always take a bin. Very important when you're fishing somewhere, anywhere. Crikey. That is an absolute monster. Wow. Grab these out the freezer, these white baits. I'm just going to try this now. I'll show you on this rig. So one up, one down. The rig I just showed you. Obviously I've got my worm on the bottom. Because these are like mini pennels. Just put a little white bait on there. Up in the water. You never know, do you? I'm going to check that big rod in a minute. Sorry, Lil. Just cranked our Lil round the head with a rod. So far, not a bite. The baits have been stripped. We'll flick this one out. Not too far. Let her drop. Nice and deep there. Sounded like gunshots in Liverpool, that. Let's check my super squid. So I'm really not happy with that tripod. I'm going to reinforce it myself. That's not going to last long. Oh no, it wasn't snags, it was fishing. That's alright then. It was fishing. So that means we can keep the super squids out there. But does the super squid attract the super crabs? That is the question. That is the $100 question. Or the $1 million question, is it? It was a good way out as well. Not a single bit of that squid left. Right, I'm being stripped quick time by crabs. I'm guessing crabs. This is going to be a change bait every 10 minutes job now. It's going to be hard work, that's what it's going to be. Absolutely nothing to report apart from crabs, crabs and more crabs. I've had a couple of recasts off camera and it's just the same. They're stripped, like instantly stripped. I'm hoping that the crabs are just coming through with the tide. When it slows down they might thin out a bit or they might disappear. It's police sirens now. I swear I heard gunshots just, you know. And there's all sirens and flashing blue lights over where I heard it from. I'm glad I'm this side of the river. Yeah, well, it could have been anything. It sounded like it though. But anyway, yeah, crabs, crabs, crabs and more crabs. I'm baiting snoods now, getting unprepared. In, out, shaking all about. But there's no fish that want to come out. It's one of them growlers, isn't it? It could be like this, and then right at the end you could just have one massive melting run, couldn't you? Just goes bzzzt. It's not to top it off. I fished earlier at Perch Rock and went to go to a calf. It's like on a corner, the locals might know it's a good calf, and it's cash only. So I was like, oh my god, I only had my card on me, no cash. So then I went about a 10-minute drive to a bank that they told me about, and the bank was out of order. So it's like, don't get any worse, does it? It don't get any worse. It'd have been alright if I'd have had a belly full of bacon and sausage. Unfortunately, I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. Probably say it in half my videos, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. There's a lot of blue flashing lights over that side of the river, you know. Right, literally get them 5 minutes and change again, but there's really not much to tell you. That super squid could be super crap, couldn't it? Well, the crabs are loving it though. The crabs are on it instantly, so it's working. It's that good. The crabs are on it before it hits the bottom, like I'll bring you back if anything happens. Not much change in here. Just put a super squid on a snood, ready to clip on again. Just nothing's happening. I don't know if all these boats have got anything to do with it. To be honest, the crabs are beating everything to it. I can't keep a bait in the water. But, you know, you just got to try and work around it, haven't you? There's crabs there, you've got to keep baiting more regular. That is all you can do, just keep baiting, keep going. At least there's no snags. I'd rather have crabs on my bait than have a snag every time, so, you know, you've got to look at the positives. It is slowing down quite a bit more now. I reckon we're about, give or take, about an hour till high tide. Which is alright. We've still got the best part to come and the slackened off part. But what's happening here? Do we have any bait on? Completely and utterly stripped. They are absolutely ravaging me. Clip this snood on. Go again. I'm guessing the crabs. I know there's a lot of whiting out there because I fished perch rock this morning and I had a few whiting. But I'm sure if that was whiting, I'd see the bites, you see. I'm not seeing any bites or anything, so I'm guessing the crabs with whiting, you'd have got little tips and taps on the rod. In my opinion. Anyway, that's clipped back up. Another big super squid. Oh, always get your grippers up. Rule 101. Don't get your grippers in a twist. Right, we'll send this one out a bit further, see if it holds, because it is slowing down. I can't properly welly it yet, because I've got no chance. I check there's no bikers or people coming past behind. I can give it a bit more of a thump, I think. Right, could be in a lot of trouble there with that far out. A lot of trouble. Because that is right in where all the logs and everything's blowing. Like, this could be fun, you watch this. It could be very fun. It'd be nice if it does hold out there. So there's got to be some fish out there. There's got to be doggies, if nothing else, isn't that? That's just the lead settling. Or shall I say that's the lead not settling? Go on, settle please. Settle down, settle down. Seems to have settled. Slowing down enough to hold out there now, but there's quite a lot of debris coming down on the surface, like really big branches and trees and stuff. If one of them hits the line, it's a wipeout job. Well, I am throwing absolutely everything at this. I'm rebaiting every 10 minutes at the most, sometimes like 6 or 7 minutes, and it's just being stripped. It is stripped like to the bare rock every time. I do believe there'll be fish out there, and I'm holding now. It's slowed down a bit. I just can't keep a bait there because of the crabs. I do have some foam and stuff in the car, to be fair, to pop some baits up, but we're coming up to high water now, so by the time I've set up and cast, it will start ebbing, and when it starts ebbing here, it completely washes you out. I'm like getting stripped for fun, and it's got to be crabs because I'm having no little bites or nothing. Hard work, isn't it, Lil? Just want something to give. There has been a lot of boats. I don't know if that's got anything to do with no fish, but I think it's the crabs. They're just literally, I reckon as soon as the bait's in the water, within 2 or 3 minutes it's gone, because I've brought one rod in after 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and it was gone, and it's just like, and there's not enough time now to start chopping and changing, and then I'm just going to keep chucking them back out, and hopefully that a fish will find it before the crabs. Must be millions of them. Well, I do know from fishing places like the Menai and the Conway Estuary that the crabs can come through on a tide, then they can completely disappear. So I'm hoping they disappear soon. That's what I'm hoping. That's a bite. Oh, just had the first bite on the right one. We're literally coming up to high water now. Almost certainly a bite there. Oh, come on. This has been a tough 3 hours here. Extremely tough 3 hours, to be honest. That's the tide, that is. But the one was definitely a couple of quick taps. It was like that bump, bump. That's just the tide pull, because there's ripples and that. There's ripples, there's waves. Is this microphone on? Yeah. It was, honestly, just before I put the camera on, it was a clear bite. Come on. Thought that was it then. So it's more, makes it more, a bit more rewarding, I suppose, if you wait 3 hours for a bite. That's just the tide pull bouncing, but it was doing that, then all of a sudden it just went doof, doof. Could have been a doggy or a whiting or anything, or, yeah, look, see. Could even be a big crab or something, but it's the only thing I've had in the last 3 hours. Come on. I've got another snood baited ready to go straight out there. I'll switch you off. But there's something. It could be crabs or a little whiting or something, but there's something at least. Something's better than nothing when you've been here for 3 hours without a bite. I'll bring you back if anything happens, instead of wasting your time, or instead of wasting any more of your time. Still nothing to report. Look at this big vessel. Looks almost military. Is it? Don't know what it is. It's a big one. It's a big one, alright. This little pilot boat's taking it out. I'll tell you, it's been a brilliant ship spotting video. Absolutely brilliant. That is the problem. That is what stopped me today. Get a bite on, go again. The water's still flowing in. It's supposed to be high tide now, but it's still flowing that way. It's not slowed down yet. I've just double checked. I've not got it wrong, but go and tell all your friends to off. Right, go again. Give it 10 minutes, see if we got anything. The water is slackening off now. There's a lot of weed and crap coming through, though. It seems to all be here now. Just keep rebaiting and going again. I think we might have another 1 or 2 casts. Just feel like crap on the line. There's a tennis ball there. Tennis ball. Huh? You have got to be kidding me. I am speechless. There is all sorts coming from. I swear I've seen some other veg come from. I'll show you in a minute in the side. Banana. That, you could never ever make that up. Get this right out of the way. I have never caught one of them before. I cannot believe that. I have never ever, and I don't think I ever will, catch a banana in my life again. What are the chances of that? Saying that though, when I've fished a Mersey before, I've had loads of wet wipes. I've had a t-shirt. I've had some underwear. I've had a balloon once, a big balloon. You just don't know what's going to come down this Mersey. But a banana. That's speechless. Right, get a bait back on, go again. We might catch an apple next time. Something just happened on that right rod then. I think I'm literally, because I'm using braid, I think I'm picking up the crab bites and it's making me think I'm into... That's not a crab. That wasn't a crab. Come on. That was not a crab. Wow. I've not got long here now before that. Once this water ebbs, you've got no chance. The leads will be down the side on the surface, just blowing the current. That was not a crab. Still there, look. Or is it just big crabs? I don't know. Wasn't Lily knocking the tripod, was it? Was that you? Well, you come over here just so we can roll you out of the situation. Come on, come over here. Yeah. God. I have literally put everything into this. I've never rebaited and cast out as much. I couldn't put any more into it. And all I've got for it is a banana. Oh dear. Really thought that was it, you know. A nice big bullus or a ray or something now after the grueling 3 hours of nothing. We can only hope, can't we? It's back, it's back. Whatever it is, it's back. I don't want to eager beaver it because this is the only bite I've had. I don't care if it's a whiting or a dogfish. It would be most welcome, believe me. Right, I'll leave that camera on. Right on slack water. Oh, come on. If effort equals reward, then I deserve a fish. Not just a banana. I'm going to leave that camera on for a minute while I bait this snood up. It's on, that is. It's got to be on. It's got to be a white, you know what? Yes, on now. Fish on. Oh gosh. It's happened. Don't know what it is, but it's definitely on. And it's fighting a little bit. Oh God. I really don't care what it is. Just come in. Oh my God, this has been like everything. It don't feel massively heavy, but it feels heavier than a whiting. I don't know what to say. There could be weed on it. Don't know. If I've got to guess, I'd say dogfish. Oh no, it's got a bit heavier then. I don't know. I think it's a doggy, I think, or a huss. We got there in the end. It is. It's tangled up around my drop net. Come on, you little wriggler. Come on. The most welcome dogfish ever in my life, put it that way. Didn't think it was a little us at first, but it's definitely not. Right, I'm going to get a bite back out because there was a bite just before this, then that. So if I've started coming in now on slack water, I might have a chance for something else. Right, let's get this little geezer back. Yes, subscribe. Well then, is that the most deserved dogfish ever? The tide is turning now. Hence why the lines keep slackening, because I did have a bow in them that way, now they're starting to bow that way. So I'll keep having to like wind down on to tighten it up. It is a matter of time now before they pull that much that way that it's unfishable, but for now, We're right, the clutches are set, so they can't be tucked in. So I've finally christened my new rods this morning and this afternoon. A few whiting, flat thing, a doggy. So not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. It looked like there was a little nibble on that right one then. Got to keep winding up into it, because as I say, when the tide's turning, you go from having a current that way to this way, and it makes it weird. It makes the line slacken and move and all that. Pleased with that. Actually, I'm pleased with that dogfish. Not necessarily the fish, the fact that there was a bite and the fish on. It was like after all that toughness and nobody else being here, the tide being big, and then we got a fish. It's only a doggy, but it's a fish. Oh, another fish. There's like a school tripper chilp. Yeah, fish on. It looks like there's a school trip of about 100 kids coming past, and this is not the time for a fish and talk to the camera. But it's a fish on. Oh, it's going off. I don't care if it's a dog again or not. There is about 100 kids about 5 or 6 years old coming, and this feels heavier than a dog. Or is it just in the current? Well, I'm going to play it slow, because hopefully this school trip will just carry on past. So I can't use my footage if there's loads of kids in it, can I? I'm just going to let it just pretend I've got nothing on. I wasn't being rude then, but that had just been all over the fish, and it's a tiny dog. Lower him down slowly and get him off where there's dogs that's raised, though, isn't that? It's a tiny dog. Right, the bites are starting, but I've not got long hair. It's a tiny, tiny dog, but it's a dog all the same, isn't it? Let's drop him back in. Let's go again. Well, it's kicked off a bit, isn't it, really? I know it's kicked off with the wrong fish. It'd be nice for it to kick off with rays or bull huss or hounds or something, wouldn't it? But it has kicked off a bit. Definitely made it interesting. Yeah, with all them kids, and I was like, oh, here we go. It wasn't me being horrible to kids, because I love kids. Just didn't want them all coming on the video, because I wouldn't be able to use the clip for obvious reasons if it's full of kids. That was a bite then. It's kicking well off. What I'm being able to do now is, because the current slackened off, I'm being able to fish at a bigger distance. I'm fishing a lot further than I've been all at the beginning. So maybe I'm in some sort of channel or something, I don't know. Excuse me, fizzy water. Pardon you, John. So I'm fishing further out, which in turn is looking like it's getting me more bites. Not going to lie, I'd love a huss or a ray though. Yeah, this is going to be unfishable in another 5 minutes. It is really starting to ramp up now. But a couple of fish have come out. Looks like there could be another on here in a minute. I hope it's something other than the dog, but that bite looks awfully doggy to me. Which I don't mind. I don't mind. If you'd have said to me before that first dogfish, you're going to catch a couple of dogs, I'd have said 100%. I was almost happy with a banana. That's what I'm going to call this video. You'll never believe what I caught. And it's not clickbait, because that's the truth. That's what I'm going to call it. Oh, yeah, it's a doggy bite, isn't it? It's on. Oh, it took a bit of line then. Yeah, I felt that little pull down. Ooh. I actually don't think I've got this. If I have it small, I might have actually. It feels a bit weighty. It feels about as heavy as a banana. Yeah, it's really ramping up this current now. I don't think it's even worth having another cast whether I got this fish or not. Don't think I have, to be fair. Shall I get one more cast in? But if that bait's okay, I'm going to send it back out. It's really picking up that current. Oh god, that bait's a mess. That's what that is. That bait's a mess. You know what? It'll do though. It'll do. I'm going to sling this one out. I'm going to leave you on for a minute on the camera because this is like, I've not got long. It was at distance, so I'm going to get my finger warmer on. This is what you call seeing it as it happens. Not giving in. The hook point's still showing on that bait, even though it looks like a lasagna that somebody stamped on. So that looks like a stamped on lasagna. But the hook point is still showing and the circle looks at the top. So should something pick it up, it will get a bite. Lovely jubbly. Right, this might get pulled round, to be fair. Give it a bit of slack anyway so it arches. Clutch set. Right, this right rod is getting pulled round now, so I'm going to bring it in. Because you don't want two rods being pulled off the rest at the same time, because that is carnage. Get this in before that line tightens up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, Eileen. Right, there's no bait on that one anyway. No bait. Carefully rest it on the knot of my net. I couldn't net that dogfish in the drop net, the first one, because it went round the string. Well, I am fishing out there. I'm not going to be fishing for long because that current's coming. It's a matter of time before this rod gets wiped out, but we'll give it our best. And I'm still recording. Kicked off a little bit, but not like I'd have wanted it to. I wanted some rays. Some rays. Let me get this rod out of the way. And if you do like this type of stuff, hit that subscribe button, drop us a comment, and give the video a thumbs up. It really does help. It really, really does help. I'm going to stay by this rod now because it is going to get took out very, very soon. I can just see the stuff that's going to come through in a minute. There's a big abundance of logs and weed and crap. I'm hoping that maybe we can nick a fish. Yeah, when it starts coming through like it is now, the best thing you can do is just drop down to one rod and stay by it, because it can just literally just pull you around. Don't know if that was a lead pinging out or a fish then. It's holding for now though. Well, I think we can say that them squid baits actually worked. The super squid, that's what I'm going to call it, super squid. Because it was either the crabs on it straight away, or when the crabs disappeared and I could get out, the dogs was on it straight away. They was never sat there with nothing on them. So, whatever you lot think, whether it was only crabs, dogfish and bananas, there was something on them straight away. Hey up. Can't leave us with a big ray or something, or a big conger. Hear that clutch, listen. That's because the flow's starting to pull me now. Can't tighten up a couple, but I must stay by the rod now. This is what happens, it's predictable as you like this. I've only got about 30 seconds and I'm going to have to grab hold of this rod. Just taking drag now with that one tight. Oh. I don't think it's a fish. There's loads of stuff coming through, but you just never know. Every second counts, don't it? Nah, look, it's melting line now. Listen to this. It's good having the microphone on. You actually can move the mic around. Yeah, that's it. Game over, look. Rod's round, line's going. Game over. And that's why you don't want two rods on the rest now, because when you pick this one up, that one still goes. God, the amount of crap in here. I can see the big ball of weed on me line. Anyway, I'm going to end this one right there, people. So, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. The next one is... it's along the North Wales coast, around Penmaenmawr and Llanfyddechan, that way. Got some stuff to do there, so I'm going to give it a go for the bass. But that's the plan, weather dependent. That's it. Both rods are out of the water. I've not lost any rods. Lovely. So yeah, see you all in the next video. Bye.